All right, welcome back. Menace here. Today we're going to talk about AMEND2. I got to go see their factory. They just happen to also be an Idaho company. They're like 45 minutes away. And full disclosure, I've always loved AMEND2. Talked to them at SHOT Show every year I've went. I've been using their magazines for years. Always seemed like a good company to me. And like for example, this one I dug out of my bag. No idea how long it's been loaded for. Yeah, it's loaded, I guess, but and it still holds, so we're good. That's going to bring up a little subject. I was a little nervous about starting to incorporate them a little bit when I started doing some research. I personally never had any issues. I've always loved them, but when you look online, there seems to be they're all about a year, 2 years, if not a little bit older videos, or they've had those magazines for a while type thing. I couldn't find anything recent. And that's also kind of why I wanted to do this. I wanted to go meet them, go to their factory since they're so close. I can, and really try out their stuff. And seems to be working in the past as well. I haven't had the issues others have had, but from what watching online, things like that, I would hear about is it's when they'd get hot. These lips and everything, and the plastic itself. I don't know if people are leaving them in their car dash or something, or somewhere where it gets really hot. I've left my bag numerous days just sitting in my vehicle, but it wasn't. I didn't put this up at my dash or anything like that to where it got that hot. I don't own any full autos, so I couldn't test it on that side as if this area just would get so hot that it would cause some issues. I'm not really sure. It never happened to me, so I don't have firsthand knowledge of that. I haven't talked to somebody directly that has had that issue. I've just heard people talk about it. And when we went to the factory and talked to them, they did actually kind of in a way bring that up. I'd say kind of in a way because I kind of nonchalantly kind of asked if they've changed some things lately, things like that. And he did say that, yeah, if stuff got really hot, they were having some issues every once in a while. It wasn't all the time or anything like that. So they did change their formula. So they've got a lot harder, more solid. This would be a comparison to the one I held up. So we're going to be testing that out. I will actually leave one of these in my dash loaded and see if I ended up with a whole bunch of rounds shooting across my truck. If I do, I'll let you know. But we'll put them to the test. We do have a video coming up here soon that's going to be really putting not the magazine itself as much to a test, I guess, but this Bannock to the test. We're going to be changing out a few more things. This is kind of becoming our test rifle right here in front of me. We got a lucid optic we're going to try out. We'll do an accuracy test. I don't want to give away too much, but it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're working with a few different companies to make this happen. AMEND2 is one of them. And as you can see, the furniture on the Bannock has changed. This is all AMEND2 furniture. So the cool thing they have is you can buy this stock without this little compartment right here. But see if I can do this without looking. This little compartment adds a little bit of storage. It's kind of a cool way. I mean, you could probably put a nice little survival kit in there, some extra rounds, batteries of whatever you want. And I guess they are working on another compartment that will go up here as well. So you'll be able to add this to it when it comes out and available. So let me check my notes here to make sure I get the prices right on this. This stock without that is about $60. So really an average stock price. I mean, you can get them cheaper, but do you really want to type stocks? That's about an average price. Now, if you want this part with the storage, they're about $75. If you want the storage compartment separate, let's say you buy this now, wait till your next paycheck, buy that, about $24. Some things with this stock, since we're on it, I do kind of like how it's designed, feel wise. There isn't anything that's going to really snag or grab. See if I can keep this up here though. Another bonus, if you notice, you don't see much of a button here or anything. Like most of them, you have this little lever right here. This one, if I can remember. Oh, yeah, it's way up here. All right, doing this a little weird angle here. But it's up here, so it's all nice and flush right there. And it locks in. It's a pretty tight little setup. I mean, it is great for your everyday type use. Folds up really nice, locks solid, QD mounts on there, pretty much anything you possibly could need. And this is hooked on with the M-Lock, kind of like what you're seeing right here. So you've got M-Lock capabilities in your stock, storage, everything, all in one, ready to go. And then another thing that we have added, this pistol grip. You can't really see it on the camera, and when I change angles to look at the magazines, maybe I'll try to get a close-up, but all of this is a bunch of twos, tiny, tiny twos. What made me actually really like this, because it is kind of looks very aggressive, but they make it real sharp, because some grips are so slippery, raining outside, something like that, they're kind of hard to hang on to, or if you're shooting real fast. And then others feel like they're ripping your skin off. Now, granted, probably should be wearing gloves, but if you're not like me, who always forgets his gloves, or forgets to put them on, I guess, this is about perfect. Like, it's grippy. You can feel that you got a solid grip, but not so much. And I've never liked the finger grooves much, so I do like the straight, flat. And I believe they have another grip either coming out that's going to be more vertical. I'll have to look into that one. I didn't see anything online, but this forward grip, same thing, all twos across here, straight up and down, very solid feel to it. A lot of these I've had come loose on me. In fact, mine on my AR-15 comes loose. The Bowden Tactical I've had it come loose quite a few times. Got to add some Loctite to keep that on there. This one, we didn't do any of that. It is 2 M-Lock screws. Helps it be a little bit more sturdy. And it's solid as well. Like, this stuff is really solid. The only downside, it does cost us a little bit more than our standard Bannock furniture, so we might have to adjust the price overall of the Bannock. But I think there are upgrades that are worth it. I do kind of want out there in the World Wide Web's opinion. If you've used this stuff, if you like them long term, is it worth adding a little bit of cost? Maybe instead of $850 for a rifle, it's more like $900. I kind of want to know, especially from people that are shooting the Bannock now, or people are looking into buying it. We do have some of the other furniture too, so who knows, maybe we'll just keep offering that. The next area I'm going to talk about, though, with them, oh, I didn't tell you price. These are $20 a piece, so they're pretty standard price as well. Like Magpul furniture, all that, they're all about that same price. This is a Magpul. I've got steel mags. I've got all kinds of different mags that I've got. I'm not even sure where exactly I got a bunch of those from, but surplus store. They all work pretty good. I'm pretty easy on my stuff. Most of the time when I'm doing shooting drills, I'm out in the gravel. But I know that was kind of a transition there, but we'll head back. I'm going to change angles here. That way you can get a little bit closer up view of the rifle and this, and a little bit less view of me. And all right, we'll be right back. All right, so got you at a little bit closer view here. This is my mag that I just accidentally tested for you. A way to know, let's say you're looking at your magazines and you want to know if you have a mod 3 or I think it's the mod 2. Notice how I've got all this. This is a mod 3. So it's only got the 3 points. This one's got 2, so this might be a mod 2. And then I think these are the... I can't remember mod 2 is this or how they did exactly. I just know that's a mod 3. So remember that. Alright, so I'll move my mag out of the way. That's not the one you want to buy. And even though this smoke one, which is I believe a new one from them, actually is the same as mine. So it's going to have probably a lot of the same material. They must have made it out of something a little bit different, and maybe it just works better. I don't know. But here is their newer mag, and I'm not sure how long they've been out with it. I couldn't really figure that part out, but they do a lot of cool things. Like this one right here is actually a 6.5 Grendel, but like their standard mags, you're looking for like $16, which isn't too shabby, all the way up to, I think I saw one for $30. They're fancy mags. They've got donuts to all kinds of funny sayings to prescriptions to just check out their website. They've even got a mag of the month, which I was debating on being part of because it just seems like a lot of fun. You get one of their random colorful mags that they give out every month, and it's kind of cool. Cool concept. I like it. Now we got our AR-10s are over here. So we've got, let's see here, that one is a 5 round. We got a 10 round, got a 12 round, and a 20 round. The AR-10 mags are pretty much all right around that $18 price tag. I believe the 20 round might be a little bit more on, but they don't really have any fancy AR-10 mags. But moving on from there, we do have our AICS. They're about $30. They got a 5 round and a 12 round. And this is the short action we're going to test out with a 6.5 Creedmoor build that we're doing. And then we've got this 6.5 Grendel mag. We're going to test that out using a 6 arc. As you can use those on both. And then they do make Glock mags too. I don't have any here. But and all kinds of sizes on there. 12 rounds all the way up to 34 round. I believe something like that. $17 to $21. Like 34 rounds for Glock pistols, that's quite a bit. So making this kind of a little bit short and everything because I think it's more fun to see this stuff get tested. And as we're going, we're going to be testing these mags and I'll let you know how it turns out. Pretty much most of our rifles from this point are custom builds, unless you request something different, are going to come with one of these mags. So we'll be able to test them out and go from there. And then one of these mags is one that, actually that one is one of mine that I have for my AR-10. And then I've got another one sitting in it because I went and shot today. So they've always worked good, AR-10, AR-15 mags. I've never had any issues. You can tell a few of these are a little beat up like that one. You can see it's been used and abused a little bit, and that's why. Because I use them in my stuff, and I have for a while, or else I wouldn't back them if I didn't have some kind of proof that they are pretty good with what they do. They make a lot of mags for other companies too. You might be shocked that you think, the company they make an awesome mag, it might actually be made by AMEND2. It was kind of cool seeing how they do all their stuff, their printing and everything. Really cool guys. But let's get to I guess you can see the storage a little bit better right here. And maybe what I'll do is I'll pick this up. But once I pick it up, it's going to be a little bit, I can get that to let go. We'll move this up here. All right. So now you can kind of see where the twos are on that as well. It's hard to really read but I digress. Anyways, here's your storage compartment. So, as you can see, it's actually pretty deep. Like, it's not extremely deep or anything like that. It's about the width of this. But you can fit a lot in there. I do like how they did it, and this seems to lock pretty solid. I haven't had any issues yet. We will, again, we're going to be putting all this stuff to the test. This is all hollow. There isn't a storage compartment in there, but it also has, if you want a close-up, it has the whole little twos with some aggressiveness. You can't really see the twos too well. But size-wise, I got small hands, so I fit around it pretty easy, but it is a little bit wider. Probably about the same width as the pistol grip, pretty close. Alright, we're going to switch back to the other camera and be back in a second. Alright, back. So, kind of did a quick rundown. We're going to be using these a little bit more. I'll keep reporting what I find. Yeah, I like them. Trying to keep my bias to the side, but at the same time, if we do have a lot of failures or anything like that, we're not going to be putting these on our custom guns. So, as long as we keep putting them out there and keep getting reports back that everything's working great or people want more or people are buying more, we're good to go. But that's where I need maybe your guys' help as well. If you want, in the comments, link videos. A little bit more recent than a year, I would like. If there's issues, the goods, the bads, things of that nature. And just kind of help me do that research as well. I'm not really rough on my magazines. Like I said, I'm usually in gravel, things like that. Like, I mean, this mag I've had for years, but these, when they're new, look beat up. So this Magpul I've had for a long time, longer than AMEND2, I believe. Never had issues with it either, but as you can, I don't know if you can actually tell. Looks, looked like there was a dent there from the camera. But most of the time when I train, I'm on gravel, things like that, and I'm just dropping them. It's not like I'm hucking them or anything like that. So even probably one of the harder drops would be the concrete floor, and you just watched me do a loaded mag on a concrete floor, so it didn't blow up everywhere on me or anything like that, so that's a bonus. So I guess we're good there, but we'll see. I mean, as we go, especially once we heat this thing up, we're going to be trying to get some help with the ammo, things like that. Like I said, we're going to work with a few different companies. This stuff costs quite a bit, and I don't get paid to do any of this stuff. I only get paid on my day job. So trying to come up with something there, and hopefully that will come through here soon. Working with AMEND2, working with even other local gun shops, things of that nature. And it's going to be a really fun video, and it's going to be a great test to see what this can handle. If it passed the test, this is going to start going into other stores. So you wouldn't just order it from us, you would actually get it off the shelf at some other stores. But before I raise prices and start changing all this stuff, if you do want one of these, give us a call. Bishop Gun Barn here in Pocatello, Idaho. Give us a call and we'll put one together for you. Or we might have one ready for you already. That's the goal, is to start manufacturing. But since we're still in the test phase, we've been a little slow on just producing 5, 10, 15 at a time because we want to make sure they're working. And every time we make one, so we're like, okay, we'll use that one for testing. Somebody walks in and takes it off us. So they're pretty popular. They're probably the most sold rifle we have right now. And it's hard to beat that price of $850 when you're shooting literally, close to half-inch holes. So not many rifles out there can do that. And we also warranty them and everything else ourselves. There's an issue, we fix it. That's all there is to it. We'll go out, shoot it, make sure they're all good, because no matter what, we have to rely on other people making some parts, and things just, sometimes they break. That's just how it is. We want to get you up and shooting as fast as we can, though. All right, enough rambling. You guys have a good one. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I very much appreciate it. This channel has grown a lot since we were at SHOT Show. So, and it is much appreciated. It's helping me out to talk to these other companies and get things going in that area. Another company makes uppers and handguards and things like that. Talking to them, I'm going to get some of that in the mail. Probably going to throw that on something like here, or maybe I'll throw it on mine. And we're going to torture test the living snot out of this stuff and see what fails, and then fix it, and then do it again. That's the goal. Have fun doing it. When you buy a rifle, you should be able to have fun, and you should be able to rely on it as well. So you guys have a good one. Thank you again for all the new subscribers. Please like, share, help me out, help me to grow. All right. Thank you. You guys have a good one.